longer burrowing inside, vulnerable only in the rear abdomen. Creatures' thick cranial plating can repel frontal attacks. This gives it an advantage in combat, allowing it to make ramming attacks, only surfacing when it detects vibrations above. It then maneuvers itself, so as to always face its rival, keeping its exposed abdomen protected. You gotta be up close for it to charge. Typically, if you did not missile fire, you can't exactly multiple missile it. And I didn't even need to use 2 there, but I did anyways. You probably do need to use 2 on hard mode. I'm just probably duh. But Morph Ball. Just something to note, the Morph Ball is probably a little faster to use than regular walk mode. Also, for some reason, the Morph Ball appears to have some sort of shielding against those fucking scarabs that make it. I don't know. Because typically, like, I don't know, wouldn't I be taking more damage with fucking. I don't know. Like, I have no idea, man. Okay. Like, if you look at all the 200% runs, people don't really typically like doing 200% runs. Found shows by overruled toxin levels are high. Because how long does it? I don't know. It's pretty atrocious to prepare for one, and it's more the memory that they're typically worried about. The surges of negative energy brought by the meteor far exceed our expectations. We chose to have yet to find a way to rid ourselves of the great poison. All we can do now is seal it away and wait for the day when the power to purify the poison appears. However, it is already impossible to collect all the pieces of the toxicity, as if it has already spread, seeping into the planet and hardening it. Fucking toxic asshole. No, structural weakness detected in metalwork. Anti-grill system track detected appears to be active. Spider ball tech required access track. Oh, you're spoiling things for me, game. What's up with that? Ow. Okay, you can just jump up here. I don't have to go this way yet. What am I fucking doing? Terrain analysis complete. Toxin levels near 90% local water supply. We must decontaminate this water. Ah, hell. Intense heating readings detected. Yeah, that hurts a little. The time of prophecy draws ever closer. It is said that when the plants wilt, and the creatures change, and all life fades, the newborn will descend from the sky. Who is the newborn? When decay flows, the hatchling will walk in a poison path to the source. Why is that just blank? That's weird. Who is the newborn? The newborn is... It's weird. Because... how should I say this? You could think of newborns. You know, there are two newborns in the Metroid series that are pretty sacred. I didn't exactly, but supposedly they're probably talking about Samus here, right? There is a blast shield on the door blocking axis, the character we're playing as. Reaper Vine, powerful rock-dwelling tentacle. A single eye upon the Reaper Vine keeps a constant vigil, but its vision is limited to 10 meters. A scythe-like appendage on its tip is home to lethal sharpness. The Reaper Vine will swing this blade while anything enters its zone of perception. Vast portions of the tree's cellular structure have been consumed by toxins distributed through source water. So yeah, the newborn Samus, that's who we're playing as. They're not a newborn anymore because that's probably when some of the lore had been put up, apparently. I don't know. When the Chozo put it there, but there might have been another one. You know, technically, because Samus had a newborn Metroid that, I don't know, again, whenever we get there. There's a blast shield, yeah, you just scan that, dumbass. And I also suggest the presence of a runic symbol. Why is that red? Okay. The runic symbol has been activated. Also, the War Wasp hides are scannable. Primary War Wasp following, only vulnerable to heavy weaponry. War Wasps build their homes over existing. You also have to scan the brown ones that come out of these hives. You have to, for 100% scans, build their homes over existing crevices using whatever materials are close at hand. They carry building fragments back to the construction site with their forelegs and glue them into place with adhesives secreted from their abdomens. Do you guys hate wasps? I wonder what's worse, wasps or ruined war wasp hive. War wasps are resourceful insects. The destruction of a hive would not deter the survivors from building a new home. Surviving war wasps will defend new sites with their lives until the hive is complete. You have to activate those symbols in order to activate something in this room. Can't even get X's over there. We could probably, you might be able to get up there with space jump boots. I don't remember. You might need something else to be able to get across, but I don't know. This is the fourth one. Okay. Sometimes that can happen. There's actually some red ones still there. Apparently, and it's probably like, yeah, that opens up. If you notice, there's a little opening there. You could probably bomb jump over that. There is some weird bomb jumping bullshit you can do in a lot of Metroid games. This one is like one of the hardest ones to bomb jump in. You can kind of slip underneath these Reaper vines if you're careful. If you're too close to the edge, they'll knock you off. What is with these pipes that are not scannable for some reason? The path of corruption leads ever higher. The path of toxicity leads ever higher. Okay. Yeah, there's always these guys in here. Something to note about these rooms. If you're like one room away, these guys will be gone. If you load a save, these particular save rooms give you health back, but If you load a save, they will, they'll be back. If you're 2 rooms away, they will be back. It's because of how the room loading system works in this game. If you're too close over here, those warwalls will probably hit you because you're out in the open and they can just barely fight. Not warwalls, those are street bats. Now, if you time it right, you can hit multiple of them at once and kill all of them. If you're just... Okay. Why? I think that said something about a hammer. So the script translated, disaster struck suddenly. We had a vague, dark foreboding, and it became true. A meteor appeared from nowhere, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land with the violence of its impact. Its destructive force spent the fallen star burn itself out rapidly. An incident should have faded in memory. But the meteor brought with it corruption, a great toxicity burst forth into the land, a strange energy that clawed at natural life with ferocity. That strange negative energy emitted from the meteor expanded to encompass the town floor in a night as a spider weaves a web. Oh, look, spiders! What the fuck? Charge beam? Charge beam. The charge beam kind of has a shockwave too. If you try shooting missiles at these guys, you cannot destroy them. But if you shoot charge shots, you can kill them. And if you hit them just right here, you can kill both of them. But they don't do very much damage on normal mode anyways. I took more damage from the fucking toxic water. What have you played Dark Souls? This is still is functioning at 80%. Oh, I like it! Stupid morph ball. For some reason, this Wii mode is like very weird. There are just times that the damn thing will turn into morph ball, and I'm not even pressing it. I won't even be holding the fucking nunchuck at times. It's just like weird. Cause of ceiling collapse not recorded. Good. Oh my. this bullshit again. Alright. You know, damn it. You know, I've noticed it in the past on the Twitch. I'm probably not going to be making highlights anymore because for some reason there's a limited capacity now. But besides, whenever I made highlights, I typically wasn't getting views on the highlights anyways. What the fuck? An active platform was detected. Its functions should return once power has been restored. Yeah, okay. Okay. What? Okay, am I seeing things? Also, here's a room where you can scan the lock system door. Later on, you'll see locked doors, and the game won't let you scan them. So, probably best to get it now. It's like one of the easiest ways to get the locked doors scanned. Ow. There's a red energy unit for the large. Stone Toad preys on creatures smaller than itself, vulnerable only from within. A stone toad is able to remain stable for days. It preys among creatures smaller than itself, and handling them whole, anything it finds undigestible. It regurgitates. Stone toads use their tusks as a last resort in combat. Obviously we need some type of weapon to hurt them from the inside, but... this is also a mini-boss. And it's another machine. Who knows who's creating these machines? Well, they're either space pirates who made these machines or Chozo. Incinerator drone, programmed for high temperature waste disposal. Device schematics indicate a high risk of malfunction when internal power core is damaged. Unit has minimal combat programming, but can defend itself if necessary. This drone's intense heat blast compensate for its lack of battle prowess. Now, if you time it right, you can actually probably jump on the side of this and kind of stand on it. However you do that, but... And here, there are a different type of warlocks that shoot toxic shit at you. We'll just call them the toxic war wasps. Just know, you do not want to come to this part of the ghetto unless you fucking, why am I doing this? Unless you have the equipment I have. Whoa. You need missiles, and at least missiles. They'll probably be more annoying without missiles because you got like, you can hurt them just by regular cannon fire, but whatever. Obviously, you probably also need a morph ball. That's the main thing. And you can't get the morph ball unless you get, but there are plenty of methods to get around that, trust me. As a speedrunner, if you can do them, that is. You can probably get a scan of the locked door in here as well. Also, if you hit the damn thing and hit morph ball in the air, just as you get the last hit, you can kind of fall into it and then get the bomb upgrade. And doing it that way, I don't know, might be faster or might be cooler just to show off, I don't know. But alright. And here's another missile expansion. I have some ideas soon. Have you played all your best cards? Because I sure as hell haven't. No. And now we can kill this damn thing. This is the thing. Basic systems appear to be operational. Device should operate once power has been restored. There is actually a timer here. But the timer here is probably pretty lenient. It may or may not be. It may or may not give you more time here than this one they do on the harder difficulties. That wouldn't surprise me. But for me, hard mode isn't really, it has plenty of time. If you can time a bomb jump well enough, a bomb jump unmorph probably. You can probably just bomb jump up there to that platform, but you could also just do that. The double jump is probably about as high anyways. That morphball tunnel is like, you can take just like a very slow monocle route. You see, you could have just went down here. Like, for some fucking reason. This is over here. Ice ring bats. There's more of them. Like, bro. This path over here is just completely useless. But I don't know, there's nothing noticeable over here that's scannable either. Buh. Like this over here is just incredibly boring. Oh, the machine connected to this slot is currently functioning. Oh yeah. Oh, she does not. No. You know, it's probably more fun to play this if you're not going for all the scans, probably. But, meh. Lore isn't always, fun either. This track here. Ugh. I'll show this off. Like, look. Oh, wait. You know, you can get a certain amount of height with, like, the... If I ever showed Prime 3, original Prime 3 off, maybe I will at some point, I don't know. This early version of Prime 3 is not. You can't do it in that version for some reason, but... Also, for some reason, I have to have the door open. For some reason, I've seen videos of you being able to do it without the door open. But... Yeah, you can kind of just jump out of it and magically the door is closed. There's actually an energy tank over here, but I'll just ignore it because I don't need it. If you time it right, you could actually jump to the top of that, kind of stand on it, and roll in there. But for some reason, they put an invisible wall there up until you get a specific item that is in that area. Once you get that item, the invisible wall is gone. Like, I don't know. That is just fucking weird. It's obvious that the North Pole is much faster and much more significant than, that. I mean, just walking there or whatever, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to get underneath those fucking things like that. Oh, and this, obviously, the bomb jump alone, you're probably gonna get up there. Well, okay, it kind of pushed me up there. But it's actually easier, just, well, I guess it can be at least. Just morph there. You notice I got an extra bit of height there. But I'm not gonna even. There's so much I'm not showing off about this game, but and I know, but whatever. Overwhelming toxin levels have rotted all leaves. Was there a tin in that? It's weird because certain containers always have the same drop, the same expansion, or whatever the fuck. Venom weed. Oh, might as well just honestly, man. These are the bigger. This is the boss fight. This is basically a big blood flow. I believe that's what they're. Yeah. But something grows out of it. There is something different about it. Weird, huh? It's weird because the original NTSC version of Prime has the music is glitched in that version or something like that. It doesn't play properly. And some of the later ones, like the PAL version or this one, it does. Flagra, this mutant plant is the source of toxic water in the ruins. Flagra's growth cycle has been radically accelerated. As a result, it requires near constant exposure to the solar energy to remain active. This exposure has made Flagra's outer shell thick and durable. Its lower root system is unprotected and vulnerable. However, exploit this flaw when possible. Concentrated weapon fire can daze it for short periods. Yeah. Apparently, Flagra is toxic. Flagra is toxic. Bro, the dude just using this dead flower as a fucking Also, it's obviously using these solar panels to... Yeah, and who knows how the fuck they're just randomly falling down like that. They just randomly fall back down. What? There's just some random earthquake just causes them to fall like that? Out of the way, bro. Now, normally, depending on how well of a shot you are with the charge beam, or missiles or whatever, missiles is more limited, but because you don't have to charge missiles, it is faster. Slightly, but not really. You can kind of just... If you hit this dude like 3 times, or in this case on normal mode, because it is easier than original Prime, kind of stun him and it'll give you a little bit of time to go over here and do this, and then you can kind of walk on him, do that, and I don't know, kind of, you can also knock him down like that. He's probably much easier to fight on this normal difficulty on the trilogy version. It's just... Like, what would you prefer to use? The trilogy controls or the game controls? What's gonna be easier? I don't know. Depends on your case, I guess, with motion controls, or... regular gaming controller, I don't know.